Welcome to Divine Intel, following God's promises through the prophetic word. And now, here is your host, Beny Wilson.
Welcome to Divine Intel. I really don't know what's going on with my video. Everything I was like, it didn't do it before. Now it's doing it again. Not doing it again. This is the first time it's doing it. So when I click on from, because I have several monitors, and when I click from one monitor to another monitor, the main monitor will go off, and I don't know why. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do something to fix it, right? Bienvenidos a Intel Divino, y este es un show bilingüe, así que voy a hablar, tú ya sabes cómo trabaja esto, tienes que esperarte que yo lo vaya a traducir. Alright guys, so this show is gonna be short and to the point. And right now, everything we've been talking about is happening right before your eyes. The deception, the big deception. What am I talking about? You see, guys, a lot of people have accused me that I'm a false defender, that I'm part of the cabal, that I don't want people to receive the blessings. Because if I was a truly man of God, I would not tell you, get away from the private groups. So, guys, let me explain this to you. I have posted a question on Vimeo, and the question is very simple. Are you involved in private groups? I want to know how many people who are listening to my show are involved in private groups. I'm not here to conspire against your happiness. I'm not here to tell you what to do, because I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy, people. You can still be hoping that someday these people in the private groups are going to deliver what they promised to you 10 years ago or more. And fine, maybe nothing's going to happen. Maybe I'm a total retard and absolutely nothing's going to happen. You're going to receive your 800 number and everybody be so joyful and so happy. Fine, I was wrong. But what if I was not wrong? What if I just, maybe I know something that you guys don't know? You see, everybody is looking to be blessed, and everybody is looking to be rich. That's bottom line. More than being blessed, everybody wants to be rich. So, the problem with human behavior, ahorita les voy a decir todo en español. The problem with human behavior is that when we get caught up into greed, we forget reality. We forget reality because that's the way we are. I go to casinos, people. I'm not a perfect man. Okay? I'm not a perfect man. That is something that I must change. I go to casinos and I see people gambling thousands of dollars. I'm talking about 10, 15. I saw a guy gambling $150,000 right in front of me, and he lost it all, and he just stood up and walk away. Gambling and greed, it makes no difference. It's an addiction. It's a spiritual demon that can capture and destroy your life. As I am speaking right here, millions of people are going to be destroyed because of the big deception. And one of the most recognized journalists, if I can call him journalist or YouTuber, Dorsey, he came out with a video, beautiful video. I'm gonna play that video, but the video is about 31 or 35 minutes, I believe. And he talks about the private groups, the non-disclosure agreements, and a lot of stuff that he has talked about on his channel. I found him very, very intelligent. As a matter of belief, I admire the guy. He is a very smart guy. I know he's a very educated man. Just by listening to his vocabulary, the guy knows what he's talking about. So I just sent him a post. I hope that he can read my post. And I asked him to email me. So Dorsey, let me just send you the. Let me just send you the. Give you the mail, not the mail. Sorry, he's. This is the guy talking about. Let me show you this. That's Dorsey, and he has a YouTube video called Open Forum Freestyle Discussion and Question and Answer. But the real video that I'm talking about is this one. Let me show you. I'm gonna play his video. I'm just gonna play his video for about 15 minutes so everybody understand what I'm talking about. This is the video my brother in Christ, Johnny, he posted. It's called Dorsey Resource, Private Groups, NDA, Global Currency Reset, and Projects. I want you to just listen 15 minutes out of that video. I want you to please share the video from Currency 365. Not from me, from Currency 365. And I want you to share it to all your loved ones, all of you. I know I reach hundreds of thousands of people. I know that for a fact. I want you to, if you really want to listen, if you really want to bless your brothers and sisters, I truly believe in my heart that you can help them discern to think about it. You see, I'm not your daddy. I'm really not your daddy. Legally, I cannot tell you what to do. Legally, okay? But you need to understand the rules of engagement, the rules of making business. When you become rich, when you get your blessing, you need to stay away from people who promise you and never deliver. That's the number one rule. The number one rule is trust. If you do not believe in your private group and the continuous lying and lying and lying, why you still stick around? That's my question to you. Why you still stick around, my brothers and sisters? The worst thing of all, my brothers and sisters, is that the victims are good people. The victims are people who really, and I'm not lying, I'm not being hypocrite about it. The people who are looking, most, not all of them, but most people who are looking to have this blessing, they're looking to do a lot of good to humanity. So they are good people. So I don't know if it's still time to get your money back. I don't know. But I want you to please share this video. Share this video, Dorsey Resource Private Groups, NDA Global Currency Reset Projects. You can find it on Currency 365 just by clicking on the picture of my brother here. Just click over it and it will take you to his channel. On his channel, you can go to videos and look for the video that I'm talking about. That video is right here where you see the dinar. Click on the video and I want you to share that video. Share the video of this man. I want you to try to convince them to watch this video. I want you to remember the words of the Lord who told me, everybody's going to be concentrated in the big deception. As we get closer to the RB, as we get closer to the public exchange, the plan of the cabal to prevent millions of people to exchange will happen. It will happen because the devil, Satan, the enemy, will try to kill the baby before the RB, during the RV, and after the RB. Did I contradict myself? I don't think so. Please share that video. And Dorsey, if you are watching my show, I don't know if you do. I really doubt it because you are very smart. Please email me. I know you have a lot of information that I may not have. If you do, email me and I'm going to bring you into my private pay video so you can share your knowledge to my people. Since it's going to be a private pay video, I'm willing to share the money that I'm charging half and a half with you, because I'm not here to make myself rich off anybody. I'm perfectly fine with the $4 and something that I can get. So, Dorsey, if you're watching my show, I'm publicly asking you to email me at benyintelrb@gmail.com. Let's talk about your information in private. And if you're willing to be in my pay on demand video on Vimeo, which by the way costs $9.99, I will really appreciate it. Okay? So my purpose is to have the most honest approach and the most honest intel and information to the people who are waiting for these blessings. That's my purpose. That's my main purpose. My main purpose is not to become rich from anybody. Trust me, guys. I need to come out with $4,000 every month in order to pay my expenses. I'm not here to complain. But so far what I have received is less than that. Way, way less than that. It's about $1,000 and that's it. So do you see me complaining? No, I'm not complaining. But it makes my life a little more harder, and my job a little more hard, that I need to come out and do all this guru stuff and going to this meeting, which by the way I'm leaving tonight, and on top of that be worried about paying my own bills because I'm not working. So anything you can provide me, again, I hate to ask, anything that you can provide me by donations. If you're watching my show, if you are watching my show on Vimeo, click on that little dot of Divine Intel and it will take you to my PayPal account. Anything that you can provide me, it can be $1. I bless you for it. I want to thank to all the people who are able to donate me. I got someone who just donated me $300. God bless you and God keep you. Thank you so much. I'm not asking you for $1,000 donation. I'm not asking you for any amount or minimum of donation. A minimum could be $1. I have people who've been actually donating me $1, and trust me, it makes me very happy. That's the reason why I have to come out with a paid video. In order for me to tell you these things that I cannot tell you publicly. I cannot display this information publicly. I already did. I already did one thing that I was really afraid. And that was that there is a secret plan from the cabal to prevent millions of people to exchange. We hear it from Karen Hutz. We have been hearing it from the private groups. And we keep hearing it all around the world from banks. They want to change your perception of your exchange. God even told me, whatever I know about that process of that revaluation, it will change in 1 second. But I want you to remember, said the Lord, I will free you. I will keep my promise. Because the 3 days of terror that Princess Bola recently confirmed in my last show started today. I truly believe it started today. I even gave you the date, March the 15th. It was no coincidence, people, because I know what they are trying to do. I know what they're trying to do. This is the reason why my ratings are #1 right now, even higher than Debbie Schmidt. That's why this guy hate me. Now we got posting all over the island talking about a confirmation for a private exchange. All the funds has been released. That same bullshit that they've been saying it for years and years and years. Yet there's people out there that believes it. There's people out there that their people have a change already. The big deception is gonna make you cry. The big deception is going to make you fall for chaos and panic. Because every single guru out there have been telling you there won't be no problem. You will be fine walking to the bank or whatever center or redemption center they're talking about, and you'll be so happy to be blessed. The only retard that has been telling you that is not the truth is Beny Wilson, me, myself, and I. I've been telling you loudly. I've been cursing. I've been insulting. I've been waking you up. I've been all over the news. I've been there to tell you that's bullshit. And now you know what I'm talking about. Now you know what I'm talking about. This man did whatever you guys and most of my haters and trolls have never done in their motherfucking life. What is that? Research. Research. They never done that. You cannot attack me for trying to protect you. You cannot attack me for trying to wake you up. Why don't you do your own research and stop believing men? When you gonna start believing men and start believing God? When you gonna come back to the kingdom of God? When? When you gonna wake up, people? This is serious. Even Princess Bola said this is war. This is war. This is serious. And many of you don't even think about it. It's not that big deal. I'm a drama king. I'm a drama queen. Whatever, it doesn't matter because there is no fix for stupidity. None. You have been warned and warned again about private groups, about 800 numbers, about the Dragon family. They've been praising the family Dragon openly, praising it. This is a man that called himself a man of God. This is a man that had a degree in the university and was an ex-politician. And he's praising the Dragon family openly. Think about that. He's praising that enemy of God openly. Think about that. But until it happens to you, you have no reason to cry. Until it happens to you, you have no reason to blame anybody but yourself. And I'm sorry that I'm so passionate about this. But it really hurt my heart to see a lot of good people, beautiful good people. Churches, Christian churches. I don't know much about Catholic churches that are really behind this blessing. As a matter of fact, I only know about a little group of Catholics. But that's it, in California. But I know a lot of Protestant churches in the United States and maybe around the world that are waiting for this blessing. It really hurt my heart that many of you are involved in these private groups because you don't know what's going on. You have no idea how evil the devil is. So before I leave to my meeting, I want you to just pay attention because I'm going to pay with my own money the subtitles in Spanish of this video. I'm going to post it everywhere because I want my Latino people to find out what is going on. And if I have to make another show exclusively in Spanish, I will do it. Because this is more evil than you think. If the cabal can get their hands in cryptocurrencies, in the RB, even in the reset, what part of the devil will try to kill your blessing? You do not understand. That's what I'm doing this show. I'm doing this show one more time, even though I promised not to ever mention again. I can just sit back, grab my champagne when this whole thing happened. Madame Perignon, a $650 bottle, and my cigar in the other hand, and do exactly as I used to do when I used to be a banker. I can just be sitting down watching the news and laugh my ass off out of all the retards who fell for the big tramp, who fell for the big deception. I could do that. But unfortunately, since I received the Holy Ghost, I can no longer laugh of retards. I cannot longer laugh of people who've been cheating. He've been cheated out. Good people, just like Dorsey. Good people. I can no longer do that. I just can't. It hurt my heart to see so many people be slammed by the cabal. So, and I'm sorry that I spent so much time in Spanish, but let me just explain this in pure, very simple, in very few sentences in Spanish. Ok, yo sé que me tardé mucho tiempo en inglés, porque la gran mayoría de los que me están escuchando están metidos en grupos privados. El video que estás viendo es de este compañero, que es una persona muy inteligente, habla como él encontró que le engañaron los grupos privados. Voy a pagar con mi propio dinero para ponerle los subtítulos en español. Yo quiero que cuando yo suba el video con subtítulos en español, yo quiero a toda mi gente latina, en México, en España, en Puerto Rico, en mi Isla Bella, yo quiero que tú le mandes ese video a todas las personas que están metidas en grupos privados, con los subtítulos en español. Yo voy a pagarlo, porque yo necesito, yo siento en mi corazón que mucha gente todavía tiene un poquito de oportunidad a no caer en la gran trampa que viene. Por eso el show se llama La Gran Decepción, porque muchos han creído lo mejor del enemigo. La regla número 1 para hacer negocios en el mundo de las finanzas es tener confianza. Nunca te metas con una persona que te ha prometido a darte un retorno de tu inversión y no te ha cumplido. Desde el momento que no te cumplió la primera vez, es necesario salirse de esa promesa. Es necesario salirse de esa relación de negocios. Pero muchos de ustedes han esperado años y años y no saben discernir, no saben dar el paso. No quiero más. ¿Y por qué? Por miedo. Porque aunque tú no lo quieras creer, tú estás siendo esclavo y controlado por la más grande vieja y el viejo truco que el cabal tiene. El miedo. El pensar de que si tú sacas el dinero y después pasa esto, te quedaste atrás. Eso se llama el miedo. Yo no soy tu papi. Yo no te puedo decir legalmente qué tienes que hacer. Pero yo te quiero enseñar a ti las reglas de cómo hacer negocios. Si una persona no te dice y no te cumple lo que tiene que decir, salte de ese negocio. Y si tú no vas a aprender de tu error, si te metiste en un grupo privado, no vas a aprender nunca. Tú me quieres a mí probar qué inteligente eres. ¿Por qué has faltado a la regla número 1 de hacer negocios? Violado la confianza. Una vez la confianza está violada, no hay más negocio. ¿Ok? Así que espérate. Más tarde voy a sacar con el video con los subtítulos en español. All right, guys. See? I'm done. So, let me play the video. Again, let me play the video for 15 minutes. I'm going to forward it just a little bit. and just for 15 minutes, maybe less than that, and I will give you one last information before I leave, because I need to leave in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes actually. 11:30, yes, I need to leave in about 11:30, 11:35. Right now it's 11:10. So let's do this right now, okay? Okay, vamos a ver el video. A ver qué les gusta. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
All right. Greetings, everyone. This is going to be open forum, freestyle discussion, and Q&A. First, welcome. This is also Q&A closure agreements. I'm part of several other private programs, which I won't discuss or go into detail about what those were, because it's neither here nor there. But one in particular that I was public about, and it was a reason why I was public about that particular private clandestine operation. And I want to assure you the things I talked about was accurate. I do have some people watching in the background. I won't go into certain things for security purposes, but I had a lot of people that inquired about when I did the video some time ago about the black card and my experience and whatnot dealing with that private clandestine operation. But I want to say, you know, here it is, we're in March, and last year when the individual resurfaced in November, we were told we would be funded by now, by January. So it's like, here we go with the same old, same old. So I said, instead of vacillating, going back and forth, I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to come back. Just to let them know I did have intentions on reaching out to a couple of individuals, because I had specific key questions in particular about the paperwork that I had already filed. And I'm not one of those people to let stuff go easily. I think, you know, that's letting them get away with too much, that it appears to be that they would stall this thing out for 10 years. Then you come back all of a sudden, now you're switching people, and it appears as though that you were withholding information all this time. You were keeping it compartmentalized. Then I have some trolls, which I've identified. One in particular was connected to that private clandestine operation that left the real derogatory comment. I still don't know who they are specifically, but I was correct that I did, from the investigation that I did on my own, did see that they were a member, and they were basically, I take that as an attack, basically even a threat towards me. And I wanted to clear some things up, that morally it's immoral what they did. And just, you know, giving my way in, the only reason a lot of people may not have gone public, or some of the reasons why some of these people aren't in trouble with the law, is because they're above the law, in a sense, those of you all who know about the private sector. And I'm not just talking about the private, public private sector. No, there's a whole nother level. I'm talking about the free private sector that involves the super elite. And that's information pertaining to that private clandestine operation I was part of, because I feel as though back then, when they recruited us, because I studied in what was known as the sovereign citizen movement, and I want to say that's an umbrella term. There's really no such thing as sovereign citizen legally on the books. The State Department, also known as the Secretary of State in Washington, D.C., aka State Department, once again, only classifies several types of citizenship. For what I understand, there's national, there's U.S. citizen, there's alien, non-resident alien, and maybe one more. Those are official classifications. Sovereign citizen is two separate words that are put together as one. And there were some people that said you can't use two nouns in proper grammar, so that's something that was made up. It's an umbrella term that's basically used to discredit people from looking into this type of information, because they don't want the left hand to know what the right hand is doing, and vice versa. They want to keep you programmed and brainwashed on this information about the public sector. Now, I do appreciate the information that I learned from this private clandestine operation. It was life-changing, but some of these things I already had a foundation with studying in the redemption education, and that's what I prefer to call it, because you're, in a sense, redeeming what belongs to you. When you do know about things that went on with the birth certificate, the process, contract law, and other things that pertain to the court system, the judicial system. A lot of this pertains to the court system, and that oftentimes is not talked about or missed. And I'm not a pseudo lawyer. I myself, I don't give legal advice. I do give a disclaimer. I don't do consultations. I've had people in the past, not saying I would like to do those things, but I want to make sure I'm the type of person that I'm going to be structured properly before I do any of that stuff. I'm not one of these people, these snake oil salesmen or con artists that just come out and say I have information. I'm going to, you know, unless I'm an expert or I have a lot of information in that regard where I feel confident, where I'm going to ask for donations or charge people, etc., then I'm not going to basically do that. And that's why I only keep a small circle. There's only a reason why I only allow certain people in my circle, because I have enough people to let you guys know that I study with, that I do receive information from different sources. I do really have credible sources from different regards. I just want to make that clear. I can go more in depth, maybe for a separate video. I will say that for. I have some notes just going through right now to give my weigh in about some things. But in my opinion, just to reiterate, this thing should have been released to those who met the requirements over approximately 10 years ago. Those of us who paid for the seminars and already signed NDAs back then. I don't see why, you know, they want us to sign another one. They need to be more specific about what happened to our paperwork and that stuff, that information that we filed already. You're not going to just get away with, we want you to do this all over again and we just forget about what we did 10 years ago. I need to know, are we still going to get something from that we filed? Because if not, you're going to have a major problem and law enforcement will be contacted and this thing better happen. And that's all I'm going to leave it at, but they better clarify that specifically, because there's some people that are already aware. I had a friend of mine that looked into this a couple years ago, and I didn't know anything about this, but some people did file complaints with the FBI, I found out, in Tampa, Florida, and also Orlando, Florida, from what was shared with me from a friend of mine that sent me an email. And I'm just saying, we're trying to give them an opportunity, a chance to procure this, but it appears to me that to reiterate, they're compartmentalizing this information, and I don't see why it's like a waste of time that all of a sudden the individual comes out now and just starts sharing this information that we could have been learning years ago, that now you have a stampede of people all at once trying to learn this information. To me, in my opinion, about the DTC, yeah, I said the name, and you know, I'm kind of still speaking in code, but letting you guys know certain things that I myself personally am very displeased. I'm very disenfranchised, and this is wrong. This is immoral. These people, in my opinion, do not necessarily have our best interest at heart. If they claim that they want to do humanitarian projects, it appears to me the first people they should have helped is their own so-called family. If they call us or refer to us as family or tell us to refer to each other as family, pertaining to those that were part of PTK or Kingship Manor Coalition, if it's really about family. But these so-called private humanitarian projects, programs should have happened. This thing should have been released already. It's no excuses. It's well overdue. You can't resurface one individual, not putting all the blame on him or saying it's his fault because he was just the front man. But it's something I suspected all this time. It's actually coming to pass now. And I'm, like I say, to reiterate, it's not just myself I'm displeased, but other people that I talk to are very upset. They're very angry. And there will be measures taken if this thing, if people, certain individuals do not receive their information back or are not satisfied, how can I put it, financially, because our private documents were submitted. And I don't see why, again, you have to sign a whole nother non-disclosure agreement. We already went through that all over again for that pertaining to that specific private humanitarian program or project. Just doesn't make any sense to me. And I still haven't signed one as of yet, a current one. But back then, for this particular one, I did. Now, there's some other things I'm part of separately. Only thing I can say about those projects was I call it a form of investment. And that's all I'll leave it at. That was separate. That has nothing to do with that other thing I was part of. Now, I'm willing to sign an NDA for that, for those, because I don't discuss that with anybody. Only people I've discussed with is, and that in particular was people who are individuals who are particular members privately. So I've stayed hush-hush about that. But this particular thing was already public based on the information that even David Clarence had online, and some other people, Dr. Sam Kennedy, some of the old Patriot gurus from back in the day when PTK first came on the scene and said, I'm going to gather you all up, I'm going to assist you all, I'm going to help you all out. And, you know, just giving my weigh in on that. And it didn't manifest and didn't go down the way it should have. So, like I say, to reiterate, this thing should have been released to those who met the requirements, paid for the seminars, and already signed NDAs. And we need to be made aware if we were going to receive something from that, because I was under the impression that we weren't going to have to open up bank accounts again and do all that other stuff. And what happened to our original documents, because he did promise originally that we would receive that back. And we shouldn't have to come to a seminar just to get that original package back, unless you're going to give us a settlement or payment or from those documents that we already submitted. But that hasn't been, to me, as of yet, hasn't been clarified or specified. That's why I'm not signing any NDAs, any new NDAs for that particular private clandestine operation. And you can look up the word private clandestine. That is, clandestine is a term, actual terminology. They used this in a show called The Book of Secrets some years ago, by the way. So I'm just revisiting that particular event to give clarification and things, because back then, you know, I was under the impression I would have never attended had it not been for one of my relatives who encouraged me to attend. Honestly, and now I think back, you know, I wish he, in a way, I wish he had never told me about it, in a sense, because I really, honestly, I wasn't going to attend. I wasn't going to put that much stock in it back then, because it was a waste of time. I could have moved on with my life. I could have done other things, just focused on other things related to the reset, and been fine, because they told us back then with that particular private clandestine operation, even at one time, he said, I want you to quit your job earlier on. Then he turned around and things changed up, said, I want you to stay in the system, continue to pay your taxes, etc. So things keep changing up, and I'm seeing a reoccurring pattern again. They stated this was going to be done by January. Here it is. We're in the middle of March now, and nothing yet. You know, this is ridiculous. And this shows that when you give your word, this is not good business. This is a bad look. You can't trust when somebody tells you they're going to do something. You know, you're not going to mess with that person anymore business-wise. You know, when a person keeps lying to you or they keep changing the information up, that's a form of running game. I was talking to a member some years ago. Him and his brother had dropped out a long time ago. I don't know what happened to them, but I'm going to say their real names to show credibility. Whenever I do decide to mention people's real names, by the way, this is only to show credibility. But during that time, some years ago, back around 2010, there was another event we had to attend when they broke us up in different regions and said we had to be with our regional group. So me and a certain individual, we had to go to Canada. So after I got back, I received a call from two brothers in Chicago, and going over their name just to show credibility. His name was Corey Norwood and Rob Norwood. And they told me, they asked me about it, and they felt displeased. And he mentioned, because they were from Chicago and I was in Detroit. And they said, hey, John, they said, you know, we're from two cities where, you know, you can't, you know, keep running game on people after a while. People are going to catch on. There's a saying in the street that game recognizes game. And to me, in my opinion, dealing with this high level stuff, this is not a game. You don't play with people's lives like this. You don't lie to people. And this video is not just about me. I'm speaking on behalf of other people who expressed to me they were displeased. And this is even way back then. And
okay, so 1 second, guys.
Other
all right,
individual.
All right, good. All right, so my brother, I don't know if he's Christian, I don't know, but I assume that he is. Dorsey mentioned the word clandestine. Clandestine means this. For those people who don't know what the word clandestine means, you know, mention it in describing the private groups, of clandestine private groups. The word clandestine is secret. It is also illicit. Anything that is illicit is illegal. It also means hole in a corner, hugger, mugger, concealed, hidden, private. But it's not a good thing. I remember when I was in El Salvador, and the guerrillas, they were called clandestine because they were illegal. They were under a hidden agenda, and that's the communists. So private groups potentially are clandestine. And he also mentioned about documents. Let me remind you what I told you about those documents. All right? I had a woman who met me personally. And I met her in my attorney office. I paid my attorney $500 just for him to watch her documents. Because she insisted that everything was legal. Okay? Let me just tell you something. She is the, I'm not going to mention her name, but she was, not her, but her group came up to me and offered me, and I'm not lying, they offered me about $50,000 in cash to shut up. They offered me $50,000 in cash to shut the hell up. Then they come back and they offer me another $50,000. That makes $100,000 to shut up about private groups. Why? Why would they come out? And that was back in that time when I was not even famous, people. That was back when I had the fake news show. Can you imagine that? Why would they know that from a show called the Fake News Show, I was revealing information back then that was killing their bullshit? Why would they come out and send me a woman to convince me that they were illegal when they were not? Not lost, it's fine. But I came out with $500 out of my pocket. And back then, I didn't ask for no donation. I was totally free, people. My donation started last year, or maybe even less than that. And I paid $500 out of my pocket to pay my attorney with more than 30 years experience to look at those documents. You know what he did? He took a look at those documents, each and every of those documents. He stood up, approached that woman, looked at her face, and then those documents were right in a folder. He grabbed that folder and slammed her chest and goes, "Good luck with this." And he turned around, he left. She was speechless. She was speechless when he found out that my own attorney told her that those documents were not even qualified to be presented in a court of law. But why these people are doing this? Because your ignorance about the law, your ignorance about the banking process, your ignorance about everything that your deep sources are telling you. You have nothing. You have shit. You don't know nothing about it. I've been saying it all the time. But when it comes to reality, you're going to have to wake up. And your awakening is going to be rude. That's the way it's happening right now. Right now it's happening. The deception. The big deception. Because men always put their trust in men. Read the Bible. Even the churches are behind these private groups. Forget about the same Bible they read. They have put their trust in men. They put their trust in man. They're not putting their trust in God. They're putting their trust in man. And that's what I'm talking about. It is already 11:30. Let me just explain this in Spanish. And then I'm going to leave. I might have to tell you, I need to tell you something else. All right? Ok, amigos, déjenme decirles algo. Hace unos 3, 4 años, yo tuve una mujer que vino a verme. Ella me conoció en persona. Trajo sus documentos de estos grupos privados. Me los llevé donde mi propio abogado. Le pagué $500 de mi propia bolsa para que viera esos documentos. ¿Y qué es lo que hizo él? Vio los documentos y después se los tiró en su pecho y le dijo, muy buena suerte con esto. Se dio vuelta y se fue. Si los documentos que ustedes tienen en sus grupos privados no pueden ser ni presentados en una corte de la ley, ¿qué te hace pensar que tú estás en una buena situación? La gran decepción está pasando enfrente de tus ojos. De eso se necesita, de eso se trata este show. Despierta. Porque hay miles, no por decir miles, pero yo creo que son como unos 200 iglesias protestantes. No sé mucho si hay católicas. Muchas iglesias protestantes en estos precisos momentos están detrás de los grupos privados. Y son gente que ha puesto su confianza en el hombre, no en Dios. Se les ha olvidado leer la misma Biblia que tanto gastan su tiempo. Porque si tú te pones a confiarle al hombre, siempre vas a terminar decepcionado, defraudado. Porque la palabra divina no te engaña. Y ahorita me voy, pero antes te voy a dar una pequeña información. 11:32 a.m. Pacific Time. I'm about to leave because I gotta make sure that I'm ready for my trip. Pay attention, please. There will be some changes in websites. I'm gonna repeat that again. There will be some changes in websites, particularly Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp applications, and many other social media. Eventually, I'm sorry to announce it, Facebook will be out of business very soon. A lot of people are going to be tremendously impacted because a lot of you are basically addicted to Facebook. There's other medias that are going to come out showing better ethics, showing better ways to socialize. But that's the way it is, people. When we are going to be going to the reset, everything that is controlled by the cabal will be eliminated or removed. Even WhatsApp, even Instagram, even you name it. Whatever those social medias are controlled by the cabal and they've been taking your private information will be removed and they're going to put out of business. All right? So, I cannot tell you when that's going to happen because I don't know. Now, let me tell you something else before I say in Spanish. Before we have a meeting, I've been briefed about the topics we're going to talk about it. And it calls my attention a lot. That's something that mentioned my brother in Christ, Pastor Paul Beckley. It's something that I've been saying it all this time. It's fake. Planet X does not exist. Planet X is a planet that actually the original name is called Hercolobus. It was basically promoted by somebody in Colombia who was an alien contactee. And his name was, what was his name? Oh my goodness, I forgot his name. I totally forgot his name. Must be the diabetes. Anyway, all I remember was the name of the planet was Hercolobus. Now, During the brief with the elite, they told me we were going to talk about Planet X. And that's it. They told me that we were going to talk about California fires. And that was it. So I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. And they come back later on and tell you, look, they're telling me that this was such a Planet X. And now they're telling me we're going to have a big, humongous volcano that will probably do something in California. I don't know. I'm just assuming. Would I be surprised that we be wrong? No, I wouldn't be surprised to be wrong. Would I have the balls to tell you I was wrong? No, I got the balls well set up. I will tell you when I was wrong. Okay? So, we're going to be talking about the fires in California. We're going to be talking about the Planet X. And we are going to be talking about the reset. Those are the three topics we're going to be talking about. So when I come back from my meeting, probably I will have a lot of intel. Okay? Again, I pretend to upload the video by Sunday. That's Sunday the 17th. That's what I pretend. But since a lot of things are going so fast, I cannot guarantee it. I just can't. I don't control this stuff. They do. They're the one who control it, not me. I'm just a messenger. Okay? Now let me explain this in Spanish. And then I will tell you my last word. Antes de hacer una junta con la élite, nos repasan los temas que vamos a hablar. Y los temas que vamos a hablar hoy va a ser del planeta X, que yo siempre he dicho que no existe, que fue inventado por una persona en Colombia y que se llamaba, el planeta se llamaba Hercolobus, que no me acuerdo el nombre de él, ahorita no me acuerdo de él, a de ser por mi diabetes. Y el otro tema que vamos a hablar va a ser de los fuegos y los fuegos que pasaron en California. ¿Acaso me van a decir que sí exactamente se va a salir un volcán que podría destruir todo el estado de California? Yo no sé. ¿Ok? Que si voy a admitir que estuve equivocado, sí lo voy a admitir porque yo no soy Dios. Yo no tengo los recursos, ellos tienen los recursos. Yo no. Yo solamente soy el mensajero. También vamos a hablar del reseteo. Así que cuando yo regrese, probablemente voy a tener mucha información. ¿Ok? Ahora yo pretendo subir el video en inglés solamente, por ahora. Y después lo voy a convertir con subtítulos en español. Pero yo pretendo hacerlo el domingo. Yo no te puedo garantizar que lo voy a hacer. Y la razón por cual no te puedo garantizar que lo voy a subir el domingo es porque yo no tengo control de las noticias. Yo no tengo el control qué tan rápido esta gente está haciendo ahorita todo este proceso. Ellos son los que tienen el control. Yo no. Yo no tengo el control. Yo solamente soy el mensajero. Así que por favor entiéndelo. ¿Ok? All right. Guys, I want to thank for those people who've been able to donate me and continue donating me. And I want to thank also those people who, oh my goodness, I forgot. I'm going to bring this up. Hold on. Let me just bring that up, a message that somebody sent me. All right. So let me just read this. Let me just read this message that somebody sent me, okay? Hold on. Before I leave, let me send it up. Because I've been keep forgetting this message and I keep forgetting it all the time. Ok, voy a enseñarles un mensaje que me mandaron a mí hace tiempo y que siempre he olvidado hablar de él. Antes que me vaya. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is just going to copy this and I'm going to put it in Spanish. So that way I can just read it after I read it in English because the message was in English, okay? So let me go back over here and put it and translate it in Spanish. But I'm going to read it first in English, okay? Okay. Pongan mucha atención, amigos. Vamos a leer primero en inglés y después en español. And the message is, Brother Beny, I really love and admire you. However, you and Johnny need help. You are African, not Latino. Before the Spaniards conquered Central America and South America, the people were black as midnight and spoke African languages. I already know, sweetheart. I talk about it. Because the continents were not as they are today. The planet used to be one mass of land. The continent drift caused the formation of the continents as we know them today. When the land is split, the people dwelling in each region went with the land. Also, the mothership you're talking about has been known about for at least 30 years. Yes and no. Because there are two types of mothership that are most royalty. And I will talk about this in another show. I learned about it back in the mid-90s while I was in college. Look at Dr. Malachi York. He's a brilliant black man and a true prophet from New York City. Being held in a federal penitentiary for a state crime, he was falsely accused of molestation about 20 years ago. He started teaching the black youth in the 80s all this stuff you're now talking about. He was building a Nubian nation in Georgia on hundreds of acres of land that he managed to acquire in the 90s. He knows everything about every religion. He speaks and writes dozens of languages. He's written hundreds of books. He's an old man now and has been held in solitary confinement the whole time he's been locked up. He was also a friend of Farrakhan. But then when Dr. York was locked up, the Nation of Islam did nothing to help him. My opinion is that the Nation of Islam felt threatened by Dr. York's growth because Dr. York is a superior in knowledge to Farrakhan. The feds cook up a story, pay people to falsely accuse him, and threaten his family in order to cause him, not to fight. All evidence against him is circumstantial and here said. But he's locked up for life because he was awakening masses of black youth about the truth, identity, and cultures. I'm glad you and Johnny are sharing the info you are sharing, but your sources got all their information from Dr. Malachi York. Shalom. I say you are African to be specific. You are all non-European Latinos, are Hebrew Israelites, just like black Americans are. Very nice, right? Very nice information. So, Brother Beny dice aquí, yo realmente amo y te admiro, sin embargo tú y yo no necesitan ayuda, dice ella. Usted es africano, no latino. Antes de que los españoles conquistaran el sur y el sur centro de América, la gente era negra como la medianoche y hablaba idiomas africanos. Porque los continentes no eran como son. Hoy el planeta solía ser una masa de tierra, la derribó, que básicamente derribó el continental, se separó, causando la formación de los continentes como los conocemos hoy en día. Cuando la tierra se dividió, las personas que habitaban en cada región se fueron con la tierra. También esa nave nodriza de la que estás hablando se conoce desde hace 30 años, por lo menos lo aprendí a mediados de los 90 mientras estaba en la universidad. Y eso no es cierto, porque hay dos tipos de madre nodriza que no saben ustedes y voy a hablar en otra ocasión. Busque el doctor Malachi York, dice ella, es un brillante hombre negro y un verdadero profeta de Nueva York que se encuentra recluido en una penitenciaría federal por un crimen estatal. Fue falsamente acusado de abuso sexual hace 20 años. Comenzó a enseñar a los jóvenes negros en los años 80. Todas estas cosas de las que acabas de hablar. Estaba construyendo una nación nubiana en Georgia, en cientos de acres de tierra que logró adquirir en los años 90. Él sabe todo sobre cada religión, habla y escribe docenas de idiomas, ha escrito cientos de libros y ahora es un hombre mayor y ha estado recluido en el régimen de aislamiento todo el tiempo que estuvo encerrado. Fue también un amigo. A Farrakhan, cuando el doctor George fue encerrado, la nación del Islam no hizo nada para ayudarlo. Mi opinión es que la nación de Islam se sintió amenazada por el crecimiento del doctor York porque él tenía un conocimiento superior que Farrakhan. Los federales inventaron una historia, pagaron a la gente por acusarlo falsamente y amenazaron a la familia para que no peleara. Toda la evidencia en contra de ellas es circunstancial y escucha, pero está cerrado de por vida, porque estaba despertando a las masas de jóvenes negros sobre nuestra verdadera identidad y culturas. Me alegro de que usted y Johnny compartan la información que está compartiendo, pero sus fuentes obtuvieron toda su información del doctor Malaki George. Shalom, dice ella. Dije que eres africano, pero para ser específico, tú y todos los latinos no son europeos, son israelitas jurídicos, al igual que los africanos. Okay? All right, guys. So, that's the information I wanted to show you. That's one of the most beautiful messages I received. And yes, you are right. The only thing that I not agree with you is about the motherships. The motherships, there are two types of motherships. Okay? I will talk about it in another show because I'm just running out of time. And guys, this is about it. My only purpose was to wake you up. I want you to share this show. If my language that I use in this show offending you, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I don't. But I know about psychology. Many people need to be insulted for them to be forced to think, to use discernment. And maybe I will be insulting even your pastor in your congregation, in your church. It really doesn't matter to me. Because my approach is not to offend people just because I wake up in the morning and I want to offend people because I love it. No. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. I'm doing this because I want people to be free. I'm doing this because I truly believe that many of you will bring a good use of the money that you are going to get very soon. I truly believe that. And that is not a lie. That is not for me just to tell you these beautiful things for you to give me donations. No. I'm doing this because I truly believe there are good hearts up there who are going to make the world a better place to live, at least for a period of time. Because I truly believe about people, good people, good, solid, beautiful, humanitarian people. Not the ones that tell you all these beautiful things, that how good they're going to do to the world, and they don't do nothing right now. I hate hypocrisy. I hate hypocrisy so much. Because in order to be humanitarians, you don't need to be waiting for 10 years to show the whole world that you're making a good things to humanity. Because poverty and hungriness and misery cannot wait for you to be rich. You can do good right now. You can promote with all your members in your private groups. Let's do this. As a condition for being in the private groups, you're going to have to, I don't know, donate $1,000. Okay? And then we're going to bring everything together. It's going to be transparent to the whole world. And then we're going to use this money in your favorite charity. It can be with homeless. It can be anything you want. Let the people decide. But they're not doing it. They're putting their bullshit in your brain that you're going to be blessed, and they are good people, because this is the good people, the dragon people that want you to be blessed the whole world. People from China. Think about that. China has, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to make up numbers, but probably has, without any doubt, the number one problem in poverty in the whole China. There are people who are dying, hundreds of thousands of people dying because they cannot eat. Their socialist structure has been basically blind the whole humanity, the whole world, that they're good people, that they're so progressive, and the whole money is being basically collected by few. So I don't know if you read the Bible, but let me just tell you what God told me about dragon. I was just sitting down in my dinner room, in my dinner table, and I was just trying to eat when I heard him said, research the name dragon. And I stopped eating. And I was really confused because, as you know, I don't read the Bible. So I went into the Bible, and then I couldn't find out what is a dragon. Then I went to the computer, and I just typed dragon. And the first thing that came out was the enemy of God. And then I look up and I said, Lord, are you telling me that the private groups, are you telling me that the dragon family is your enemy? And his answer was, those who praise the dragon will go broke in less than 2 years. And those who praise me, because this is my event, this is my case, will be in prosperity until the end of their lives. And that shocked me. That shocked me right there. Yo les voy a decir una cosa. Cuando yo le pedí a Dios, estaba comiendo, cuando Dios me habló y me dijo, busca qué significa la palabra dragón. Y como todos ustedes saben, yo no leo la Biblia. Tuve que buscarme por todos lados. Me busqué en la internet, dije, ¿qué significa la palabra dragón en la Biblia? Y lo primero que salió fue que la palabra dragón describe al enemigo de Dios. Después yo vi arriba y dije, Señor, me estás diciendo que los grupos privados, me estás diciendo que la familia dragón es tu enemigo. Y el Señor me dijo así, aquellos que alaben al dragón no serán ricos, no tendrán prosperidad por más de 2 años. Y aquellos que alaben a mí serán prósperos hasta el fin de sus días. Y con esta me despido. Muchas gracias por tu atención. Nos vemos hasta la otra semana, si Dios quiere. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless everybody. God keep you. But overall, I want you to think about this. I want you to share this video. Be ready. I believe that we are still in the 3 days of terror. Be ready. Because the big deception is happening right now.